Hey, welcome back. We're back in our modified colony today, and the original plan was to have all of this done before we got back with this episode, but we ran into some stops that I think we ought to at least show how I'm going to try and fix. So the first thing is, these are the only source of power for the only two gear what, shops? Stores? I don't gear workshops. Yes, that's the name, Eld. But what we're going to do here is we're going to set up a wind farm right here because we have access to that. And then I think we're going to take a line across and almost directly up and into our place here. Yeah. The other thing I noticed, we're still having some problems with water. But I did also notice that over here, there's a large river that every time fills up and then empties, and we're not using it all. Now, if I were smart, I would come down here and dam it off right here and get a whole bunch of extra water out of this. However, I am not, so I'm going to put the dam right here. Also, you'll notice that it will only really save water up to 2 levels in this river, but I'm going to go straight across with it, have dams across the top. That will flood this area, but that's a problem for future Eld, and he can figure that out whenever he gets there. So let's start with that, so next time we don't have to worry so much about it. At least don't have to worry about the water so much. I'm going to do this, and this, and this. There we go, that's good. Those can go across, you can go across, and then we'll put dams at the top level. Ta-da! We will go all the way across here, and they can get started on that. We have got plenty of logs. But, speaking of which, there's some logs down here we might as well try and grab in the meantime. Let's do that. Where is our lumber mill? We will put one here? No, let's draw the road first. Here we go. Around the back of that. And there's still a lumberjack over here. Looks like there is. Let's unpause you, and we'll see if we can clear out. Yep, all those are set to cut. We will put up, nope, a lumberjack right about there. And then we will extend out to here and get another lumberjack here so that we can get these trees out of there. Maybe before it floods, maybe after it unfloods. But that bridge is going to take a little while to get in there, so we'll come back to that. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of our solutions over here. Now, I've already made a couple of these things more important, because that's how we're going to connect the power in. We're going to go either right in underneath here or into one of these ones right here. Let's see what we've got in the way of power. We'll start with our windmill, just the small ones. And we'll see if we can get maybe a nice just set of 4 windmills. And hopefully that will be enough. Let's go ahead and we'll connect them all together this way. And now we're going to come out right to there. And we are going to go up. So I would like a, let's see, a power shaft. We're going to get some of the modified power shafts, and we're going to play around with those here, just to see if we can get to the right one. We've got a vertical. We've got a vertical to straight. We've got a straight to vertical. Is that this one? Yep, there we go. And then we'll put a vertical in there. We should still be able to reach that. And, well, actually, if I do this and we come across here, vertical to straight, Go out that way for me, please. Yep, you got it. Do that. And... nope, wrong one. We need a horizontal. There we go. So that should take these 4 windmills and plug it into there, and then we can keep these 3 running, hopefully even through the drought season, which looks like we've got a shorter drought this time. I'm not too concerned about that. If we could get this bridge in before too long, that would be great. We are struggling to catch up on the beavers, though. We've got plenty of logs to do things. We've got plenty of other stuff going on. Hopefully this next time it'll finish the 3 gears for this and we can get rid of some of these water tanks and maybe expand the area out just a little bit. I do like the fact that in the update they removed this transport for all the other things other than the warehouse or the hauling post here and the main building, because it's sends your beavers away to do stuff that you're not really wanting them to do anyway. So hopefully, let's see, I don't really need these, so let's pause you. Does that give me an extra builder? Nope. How many do I have here? 10? I will go with 5. Does that give me some of those? There we go. We've got builders. We will put, I guess, the 2 unemployed back in there for now. Actually, I would like that to be redone, so that's fine for now. That steal one from here, that's all right. We will simply take that down to 5 again. Take that down to 4 again. There we go. Now we've got... Ah, are you out of stuff to do? You are out of stuff to do. So we will once again pause you. There we go. We've got trees coming in over here. Speaking of which, now that I've got a little more green, let's go ahead and add in more maples. Expand out our tree repository. I could probably put a ladder in right here and get up to the next area. You know what? I think I will. Let's do this. Set that to high priority, and we'll put something in right here so that we can get up here and get to these other trees. And maybe have a little extra space as well. Well, I set this stuff on a little bit higher priority, hoping that we can get this all built. These 2 should be pretty easy. We have plenty of logs to get them built. Most of this should be fine. What are we waiting on here? Planks. Yeah, we've only got 1 plank place, so I kind of regret only making 1 plank place. In fact, I could probably make a temporary one, but we've got other people in here. So, I tell you what, let's pause these, since they're not going to have power until we get either wind or water back. Now, at this point, I think we might invest in a couple more beaver pods to see if we can slightly up the population just a little bit more. So put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. We'll get 3 more of those. Well, look at that. We're already retaining a little bit of water. And they're a lot farther along than I thought they would be, which is good. Oh, look at this. We've got the large container in. We've got our windmills going. Hey, that's a pretty good start. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start emptying these into the big one there. There we go. Okay, that should empty into here, and we should start getting a ton of water saved up. That's 300 right there, compared to... that's still more than all of these other ones combined, I think. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's almost as much. and only takes up that many spaces. How are we doing over here? Looks like we've got power. Now, I would love to be able to unlock the gravity battery at this stage because I feel that it would really help us out, but I don't have any metal blocks because I don't have a smelter. And to get a smelter, we would first need to gather some metal. This is really the only metal that's anywhere close. We have a mine that's now way underwater over here. We have some extra back there. We have a little bit on this island here. And we have a little bit in the middle here, which we might... I don't know. I kind of like the way that looks. We might leave that metal just to be there. All right. Hopefully, this production center here helps build this other production center. And then we can really get moving on stuff. How is our bridge over here looking? Actually, pretty good. In the meantime, let's go ahead and add in... We are going to need, let's see, this. Let's add these in. And let's get our deep water pumps. And that should give us access to a whole lot more water. We might eventually make pumps all the way along the back here and remove the pumps from this side of the river. We will find that out when we get there. Is this the same height as this? I don't know. It's very hard to tell. If it is, I have an idea for that as well. There's these neat underground pumps. Underground pipes. Tons of science they take. Plus metal and gears that we don't have. 102 metal blocks. Wow. Let's see. We have a big irrigation tower. Irrigation tower V2. Industrial water tanks. Some really neat stuff there. Hopefully we get to all of that. Is that one moved? Yep, sure is. Can we move all of those over to here? Let's see. Housing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll get rid of those once these are built. You know what I think I'm going to do? Let's try some of the other housing, and maybe it will help us out here. How many places do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? Let's go with this. One of you and one of you. We'll get some of these in here. And hopefully, since these are our folktale houses, they will make their own beavers and help speed up the process. We've got a couple of people in the pumping stations here. Oh, no, almost. This one's done. So, tell you what, we won't need this one anymore. Let's get rid of that and that. We're still waiting for this one building here to connect in, but I think we've got to build in all of our infrastructure here before it can get there. How is that connected up to the outside? Oh, I see. It comes across, down, over, up, and then into those. I can cut through. I'm going to mark all these to cut, but for the most part, I think I would like, we'll do this, we'll do this, and then we will mark some of these trees just to get out of the way. I'm not sure how much metal is here, but hopefully there's at least some. We'll go ahead and toss up a scavenger flag here. I'm just going to put it there and hope that it connects. Nope, it does not connect. All right, where is the last place that I can put it? Metal, that's what I'm wanting. Here? All right, I can collect metal from here. We'll put a couple of beavers up to that. And now we're going to have to come over here and possibly figure out a smelter. So let's take a look here. What do we have power-wise? Power-wise, we've got plenty of power for it. So let's take... We'll take a power shaft out of here. And here. And then... there. Okay, that is the wrong one. Let's do this then. This is an upward power shaft. There we go. And then we need the cap. There we go. And let's get in our smelter. Yep. And there we go. We might come back and fix that road here. Let's see. Can we just do a ladder instead? Let's pause you. Can't get required materials. It's a log. You have plenty of logs. Should be able to just come up here and drop it down, I think. What do you need for this? A log, a gear, a plank? Okay, they'll get those in there. Then we can start with the scrap. Let's get... Do I have a storage over here that doesn't have anything in it? We are going to store... Oh, your bread. What are you? Ah, nothing. So, you can actually be scrap metal. There you go. What about you? You're wheat flour. You are wheat. You are... What were you? Bread. Okay. So we actually do need another storage plate. Well, maybe. Whoa. I don't want everything here. None. You can be just metal blocks, please. Metal blocks. There we go. Also none. I'm not sure what you guys are supposed to be doing there. Planks. Anybody else? Not set the way they're supposed to be. There we go. Got one little beaver out here in the middle of nowhere, trying to get by. Can I get over to these trees over here? Do I need to, is the better question. Not really. Let's unpause you. That will let us get to that tree right there. Like, I'm not 100% sure how it came back. Much like the Emperor, somehow it returned, but we're not sure how, and we're not going to investigate it. There we go. Still water over here. So there's still water coming in. Over here, water is... It's about at half a brick with a couple of days left. Let's see how far this path goes out. I kind of doubt that I'll be able to get anywhere that I could block stuff off. Maybe I can get those trees, though. Anywhere, let's see. We'll just do that. Let's check our range. I would really love a button that you press and it checks your range without having to come back and click on this. So that's as far as he can get there. I don't know if that's in range for those trees. Let's find out real quick. Some of them. We'll go ahead and mark them out. Mark cutting area. There you go. Have fun with that. Are you done? You are done, so you can go there. You can go here. You can go there. We've got a couple of people in all of our places. Good, good. That's really what we want to see. Now, let's put a couple more of these over here so we can just get rid of those other ones. There's 2. Did I just unlock the 3? Yeah, I got plenty. Let's... And then immediately put it down and remove it again. There we go. There we go. Put a couple in here. No, you can't reach back there, can you? Yes, you can. There we go. Water. Well, let's also start working towards some other things. Let's grab paper factory. Yep. Let's grab dynamite and the explosives factory. We will put the explosives factory here. We might have to expand our wind farm out somehow. Let's take a look. Can I build this over here without it throwing a fit? Kind of looks like it. Put... Nope, just regular stairs for now. No? Won't let me do that? Okay. Well, let me put a ladder in there? Sure. Okay, we'll use a ladder. Well, let me put a path on top of that? No. No, it will not. That. So, somehow, we have to figure out a way to get down here. It might just be 6 and 8, 4 and 1. Let's go with this instead. We'll wind back around here. And go from there. Let's unlock a couple of other things while we're here. I think I want one of these side platforms. Yep. We're going to do this powered levee. Looks good. And we're going to need gravity batteries here eventually. So, we have got a bit of... This is straight to vertical. I wonder if I put another power in here, will it... Connection is blocked. Okay, not a problem. Put it right here. Now, what I would like to do is let's take this very unique powered levee and we're going to... Actually, let's put it right about here. So one more power out here. There we go. How are we looking for distance? Oh, we've got plenty of distance left. And we're going to put this... Where's this power levee again? Power levee. There we go. Now you're supposed to use these to connect in some of the neat pumps. I am going to use them slightly differently, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. This can go here. Let's get our ladder. We are going to climb up here. I would also like a path coming out to here. There we go. Now, supposedly, these have power that come out the top, this side, and the bottom. So they all connect in to transfer power through them, but in certain ways. Now, we did get this neat side platform here, and I can put that right there, and I can put that right there. And once that's in, let's take a look and see. There we go. Hang a couple of batteries up there, and you have got... There we go. We'll get the universal one in, but we'll pause that. They'll have to build as they go, but that's definitely going to take just a bit. Hey, look at this. What do we got? Grist mill. Wheat flour, please. Wheat flour, please. Oh, you... Let's make you done here. So hopefully that gets those taken care of, and we get some extra people. I have 2 injured beavers. Let's take care of that while we're here. Let's see. Medical bed. Where could I put a couple of these? You know what? Let's build these up here, I think. We will put... Where's my decoration here? Well-being decoration. Put 1 bush, and then we will put medical beds. 1 here. 1 there. And then, since this should be theoretically expandable, what I hope to do, let's see. Let's take... Where is... There it is. 1 side platform. We'll go this way. And then we will build another one. It's underwater. It's kind of a weird place to put it, but I understand why. Let's go up here. Now here I could probably just use normal levees, because I really only need... Yeah, I really only need them to transfer power to the ground in 1 place. So, let's just use normal ones and save ourselves a little bit of gears. There we go. I had to think about that for a while. Is that where I want to go with it? No, actually, that's not where I want to go with it. I suppose I could go with it there. You know what? Let's do that. And we will put platforms. Here's our platform. 1 there. 1 there. Let's do our batteries here. Battery, battery. And then all we need is 4 and 1s. And we will tell this one, we're going to pause that so none of that gets built. Pause you, pause you. And then they can work on that as they see fit. Oh, look at that. Our smelter is in. Excellent. That will hopefully let us get some of the metal blocks we're going to need for these gravity batteries. But it might take a cycle or 2. We have got those pumps in. Let's take this out. Let's go that. Unpause you for now. We'll get our 5th pump in here. need 3s. There we go. We need 1s. We need 3s. Water. Not that one. We don't want to put water back in here. We want to take water out of here. Looks like So it looks like our industrial section is finally done here. So there's a good chance they can focus in pretty well on this. Let's see. First of all, I have paper, but I never put in the paper factory. So let's do that. Put you in there. And that will let us get a little bit more stuff going on this. That must have been a misclick. Oh well. They're going to have to work their way up, I think, from here. And just go as they can from the top. We'll see how that turns out. It might take a little bit, but that's just fine. We'll check in and see on that in just a second. Okay, well, we had to do some creative thinking here. Our power lines here are starting to come together. The odd thing was that it has to be something with how the mods work, but some of these ladders kept flickering in and out of too far from the district center. So what I had to do was create a little district center down here, send it supplies, and then whenever it was not too far, even though it was only a couple of tiles, they would come up, add a couple of things, come up, add a couple of things until they finally got to the top. It probably took 2 or 3 times what you would normally take to build anything, just because it had a little flakiness from the mod. But that's not really that big a deal. We'll get these built. They look like they're doing just fine. Once this one is in. Oh, the other thing I had to do was I ran out of power up here. Or not power, I ran out of metal up here. So I had to run this around, which is still connected to the first district. However, they couldn't build these last couple, so I had to uncouple it from that, have them build from this district, and then switch it back to the first, since there's no distribution post. But they are picking up the last of these, and hopefully these metal blocks won't take too long to get in. Then we can put in the power connectors, and we should be good through droughts for a good long while. We did go ahead and add in 2 more windmills, which at some point I'm sure we're going to upgrade all of this stuff in here. But for the moment, we just have the small one. We probably could look into, now that we have paper, we could probably do that. I've got plenty of science. We'll unlock them, but we'll worry about that probably on our next episode. We're just going to check and make sure this all gets working. This is not hooked up yet because I don't have the middle one hooked in here, which should send power straight down this and then out here. But I want to get to this last gravity battery in before we unpause all of those and get them hooked up. At some point in the future, if we decide to add more of these, we might have to take out the middle row and just go from there. Or maybe I can build over the top of them. We'll figure out that as we go. We might leave this district here just as the, I guess we can call it the Powerlines district. There we go. They should stay nice and fed and be just fine taking care of this little power source here. So we'll take a look once we get all that in, and we can go from there. And there we go. We have got our power lines in. Somewhere in this reality, it looks like power lines actually store power instead of just transfer power. But you know what? That's okay. They're useful. We'll get some movement out of them. At some point, hopefully when the drought ends, they'll all go back up. Hopefully the wind can start lifting them back up as well. But that's been an interesting little experiment in the world of mods. So let me know what you think. It's definitely an unusual build for me, but we're going to keep trying to do some unusual things with the mods. So just keep checking back and we'll see what we come up with. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for stopping by. Do like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!